Hello everyone, this is Banter Bill, and welcome to Arah, Path 3 Dungeon Guide. This is not a speedrunning guide, but a guide for those who are new to the dungeon, or for those who need a refresher. Starting off, we're going to let our thief stealth us to the door, and then we're going to pick our path at the door. This lets us avoid the 4 elite mobs that are going to spawn right here. Our thief will place the Shadow Refuge on the door before he picks the path, and then we can stealth past these mobs. If you don't have a thief, or you want to fight these mobs, you can. However, you should make sure you kill them in that room and not pull them into this room. That is critical. The main reason you do not want to pull them into this room is because the elite champion boss has an attack that can revive dead enemies. So if you bring them into here, you'll have to fight those elites over and over again. As a guardian, I like to bring some Condi clears to help my group. The main gimmick with this fight is that the purple champion will use a massive hammer attack. You need to either dodge or get behind him to avoid it. Meanwhile, the ranger champion will be throwing poison fields and traps. Those traps can immobilize you, so if you're immobilized and you can't dodge the purple hammer champion attack. So, you can either have a lot of Condi clears, Warhorn 4 is really good for this, or if you keep targeted on the purple champion, the hunter champion will not use his immobilize attacks. However, if you're in a pickup group, people may target that champion, so I just recommend bringing a lot of Condi clears. Again, Warhorn 4 especially. Next, we're going to skip this next part. There is actually a jump you can use to get over this ledge. However, I found it kind of difficult sometimes to get it in a timely manner. If you have a thief, it's much quicker just to stealth and run. So we're going to stealth and run. You don't need full stealth to make this run, you just keep on running.
Retreat!
Once we make it to the end of this run, there's going to be a bunch of spiders. If you have a thief, you want to stealth past them. If you don't have a thief, you can lose aggro by going up the left ledge. Since we have stealth, we just go directly to the boss. Now, it used to be, I'm not sure if it still is, you could range this boss without getting hurt. However, he's so easy, it's just faster to melee him. The main gimmick with this boss is that he will usually focus his fire on one person. Meanwhile, there will be these rock arms throwing projectiles at you that can knock you down, so I recommend bringing Reflect to this fight. As a guardian, I bring Wall of Reflection and Shield of Avenger. Meanwhile, the purple champion will be placing these AoE rings on the ground. When he rises up in the air and uses his staff, he's going to explode all those AoEs, so you need to dodge them when that happens. After you beat the boss, we're going to go through this tunnel full of exploding poison. It's really easy just to keep running. If you want to avoid getting in combat, just avoid the poison fields that are within that tunnel. If you have a thief, you want to stealth past these gorillas coming up. If not, I recommend just killing them. The main thing you need to watch out for with those guys is that they have knockdown attacks. The gimmick here is that you want to bring the orb of light to the other orb of light at the end of a tunnel. Usually a warrior does the first orb. A warrior can mitigate a lot of that damage by using the Defiant Stance heal skill. That'll heal the warrior instead of hurting him. Our thief is going to take care of this one using his Thieves Trap to just teleport over to the end. If not, you may have to have multiple people marathon melee or marathon relay it. All you have to do there is you keep on running, and then when you need to pass it on, you press 1 to throw it. The throwing is kind of hard to aim. I recommend aiming slightly behind the person you're going to throw it to. Coming up, then we just stealth to avoid these turrets. If you don't have stealth, you want to stick to the left-hand wall. We just stack in this corner, and I use my Wall of Reflection to kill that last turret. And then we're going to pull the 2 abominations over to us in this corner. The main attacks you need to watch out for with them is their charge attack and their club swing attack. If you have blinds, this is super easy because the attacks are so spaced out the blinds can take care of it. So if you have a thief or even a guardian can handle these blinds, they are really simple. Otherwise, you'll need to knock down and dodge them. If you happen to aggro anything from that fight, no big deal, just go around the corner and kill it. Then we're off to fight Loopy, which is a staple of Arah. He is in all Arah paths, and he is the same in all Arah paths. As a Guardian, I sometimes like to bring stability to this fight if I know that my teammates may be less experienced. During this Loopy fight, we decided not to use the wall reflect trick. If you want to know how to do that, you can see how to do that in my Path 1 and 2 dungeon guides. For Phase 1, the main thing you need to avoid in Phase 1 is that kick attack he just did, and his arm raise attack. When he raises his arms, you want to be in dodge when he reaches the apex of that attack. If you fail to dodge that attack, he will spawn a grub on you. If you have a grub spawning, which you'll know from the poison cloud around you, you need to get away from Loopy and have your teammates kill it. If not, Loopy will eat the grub and become more powerful. During Phase 2, there are 2 attacks you need to watch out for. The first, which we already reflected, is his projectile barrage attack. You know this attack is coming because he will raise both of his arms in the air. If you have a class with projectile reflects or blocks, you want to place it then. The other attack you need to watch out for is his swipe attack in melee. It is critical that you dodge this attack because if you do not, it'll do a lot of damage to you and knock you back. If you are all stacked in melee range, his ranged attack will not hurt you. During Phase 3, there are 2 more attacks you need to watch out for. The first is his life suck attack, which he will randomly use on a single player. If he does that to you, just dodge it twice. The second attack you need to watch out for is when he rises up in the air and creates a red AoE ring around them. When that happens, you need to leave the AoE ring or start blocking using something like Guardian Heal, Focus 5, or Renewed Focus. If not everyone is in melee range, or if someone is moving in melee range, he will put his arena bubble on you. If he does that, you need to use a stability skill to get out of it. If you run into the wall without a stability skill, it'll just knock you down and keep you inside. Alright, we are just skipping this next part using stealth. If you have a thief, this is really easy. If not, you can just run this without stealth. The run is not bad. Just make sure the NPC stops at that cage to start the cutscene, and you can keep on running.
Retreat! There, up there is the altar. Up the slope. Up the slope. We need to reach the altar.
Once you reach the top, usually you have 1 or 2 people who are going to kite the ads. Since I'm a Guardian, I volunteered to do this. Warriors and Guardians, since they're a bit tankier, are the best at kiting the mobs. Everyone else is going to stay in these AoE rings around the side. The goal here is to lure the ads out of the AoE rings and have your teammates inside the AoE rings. Since you want the ads outside of the AoE rings, you don't want the players who are standing inside the rings to have any aggro. So if you're one of the ring players, stand at the edge towards the outside so you do not draw any aggro and that you can cap these rings. If you're the person running around in the middle, just try to keep the ads outside of the rings. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just running around in circles, trying to stay out of the poison cloud, trying to keep the ads out of the ring. If the invulnerable champion goes inside your ring and plants a poison cloud, I think you can avoid being damaged by the poison cloud if you stay at the very outside edge of your ring. After you beat the boss, most groups now, after the FGS nerf, will just fight him in the middle. It's pretty safe. The main real thing to watch out for is that he'll periodically poison you, so having 1 or 2 Condi clears may be helpful. He may also put this special condition on you, which you can get rid of by running through these beam of lights that appear in the arena. That's not too big of a deal since most groups will already kill him before that special condition does a lot of damage to you. So if you don't want to worry about the beam of lights, no big deal. Just fight him in the middle and you'll DPS him down. So we kill the champion, and that is the end of Path 3. If you want to champ farm, you can by killing the champion Risen Giants on the bottom. Thanks for watching.